Lie though, for real though. When it was late night and I'm like, I need to sleep and I couldn't, I was so pissed.
I thought I was the local show Karen.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
And not me.
I was like, I thought Kyle was the Karen.
When it comes to my sleep, and then when it comes to my performance as a player,
There's no way.
I'm taking no prisoners.
There's no way in college.
800-990-3776. If the punter of your football team came to your room at 3:30 a.m. and said, "Can you turn the music down? I'm trying to sleep," would you do it?
Is John Clay with you?
You don't need to be with me. Put some respect on my name.
Who John Moffitt? Who was with you? Who was the body?
Don't make me call John Clay. Don't make me call him. I'll call him.
The pride of Racine.
Did you have John Clay's number?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got John Clay's number.
Oh, you still do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. He's a good dude.
Yo, that's what's up.
That is what's up. That is what's up.
I dated a girl who lived in Racine, and I went out in Racine, and John Clay was out.
Yeah, I bet he was.
John Clay was out.
And
he remembered me. I was like, yo, what's up, John Clay?
Yeah, John. Oh, man, what a story. I wish he just would have lifted weights and ate a little less.
And anyway, we'll be back in 2 minutes after Kyle just took out John Clay.
Seriously, the dude's an icon.
No, he is. He is.
He's a big icon
him out like that.
He's a big icon. Right? They should have played him more in the bowl game.
I agree with that one.
Yeah.
We'll be back in 2 minutes. Kyle Bruston Nortman.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because our home policies help protect your dreams and come with peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The Bucks are back on broadcast TV. Tonight, watch the Milwaukee Bucks on WMLW-VM. And you don't need a streaming service to see this matchup. Just tune in to WMLW-VM starting at 6:30 on over-the-air channel 49. Also on Spectrum, DirecTV, Dish, and others. The Bucks back on broadcast TV tonight versus the Raptors on WMLW-VM starting at 6:30. Visit WMLW.com for everything Bucks.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. When you're ready to get out and prep your yard for spring, we get you the right products at the right prices. Right now, Rewards members get a free $15 gift card with a $100 purchase of Scott's products. Save $10 on select 20-pound bags of estate grass seed, $59.99. 15% off assorted Longfield spring bulbs. And all Livingston vegetable and flower seeds, 25% off MSRP. We get you outdoors because we get you at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Bruston Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust, Brad Nortman. We are Kyle Bruston Nortman. Trying an exercise today. You guys can let us know. 800-990-3776. Is the show better or worse with Brad and Ben without their phones and Apple Watches?
Fascinating.
I'm good. I'm curious to see if it'll affect you. I want to know how much you texting Lexi during the show.
I text her a little bit. Just quick ones.
I would love to know when it's a day where Brad's frustrated. If Lexi gets frustrated and Tell Ben to back off, or Kyle to back off. Mostly Ben.
I tell you, my girl, she's not really in my ear for that, but she'll tell me if she likes something or I'm too much like Ben.
I think Kyle should allow you to check your phones during the break, though, because what if there's an emergency?
I'm looking at it.
With a baby or something like that?
No, I'm checking their phones for you.
All right.
Like, I'm looking, I just let Ben know.
That's a lot of responsibility.
I'm going to check for you.
If I miss a call and it's an emergency.
I'll check every break.
All right.
I got y'all.
Did anyone else, Brad, were you in the meeting yesterday with our team? When you were in the sports meeting?
Oh, no, I was. Wednesday morning, yeah.
Everyone's phone went off with the silver alert.
Yes.
What sports meeting was I not invited to?
It was a sales meeting.
Yeah.
You're not invited to that.
Sorry, Kyle.
Okay.
You're welcome.
My point is, did you
the silver alert? Yes.
Everyone got it at the same time.
That's what's supposed to happen when an old person goes missing. They have something called the silver alert.
I get it.
Alert people that a person with silver hair is missing.
Isn't it a little bit concerning that they can access our phone all together at any time they want to? I don't even know who they is, but they can do it.
Big phone.
It's the deep state.
Big phone out there.
Big phone can access all of our little phones to have them do whatever they want.
Can you shut those alerts off?
No, you can. I don't think you can shut them off. I think they can. They'll ask you if you want to continue to be alerted. That happened to me on Tuesday, and I accidentally pressed yes.
Like, they can alert me. I just don't need it to go because it earned on like 20 phones at the same time.
Well, it's important. Somebody was missing.
If they didn't get it again, does that mean they're back?
I don't know.
Do you think those help? Do you think anybody looked at it and said, I got to make sure I keep my eyes out for blank?
I have been when I was driving in a car when a child gets abducted.
For sure.
I look for the car, but I mean, I don't look. I just look around like, oh, the green car out here with a license plate. What? Like, that's all I do, but I'm not going to search them like I'm the police. That ain't my job.
It's true.
You're a true
You're a hero.
An outstanding citizen, Kyle.
I try to be, man. I try to
Now, this sound is weird. I'm not going to lie. What we're going to play next, I didn't have on my bingo card. Todd Gurley, the former Rams, I'd say star running back for like 2 years, and then he just like fell apart. Got old and was replaceable, but he was unbelievable in the year that they played the Patriots in the Super Bowl. He did not play that well in the Super Bowl. I think he was hurt. I actually think he was hurt when they played the Patriots in the Super Bowl. It was like a 13-10 victory for the Patriots back in like 18. But he had some comments about the Green Bay Packers, and I never thought Todd Gurley would be a good jumping off point, but it is today.
Like you said, you had a couple of guys that was able to, get some money, but just looking at it far as like Aaron Jones, right? For me, obviously you have a little history with the Packers. You can correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm looking at Aaron Jones, obviously besides Jordan Love, I'm thinking he's literally their best and only offensive option. But
this is unbiased, guys. For everyone that's watching this, this is unbiased.
But then, like, for me too, like I love Josh Jacobs, but it's like I feel like, damn, you got rid of Aaron Jones for Josh Jacobs. Like I really didn't understand that.
Fascinating stuff from Todd Gurley on Kirk Benkurt's podcast, the former backup for the Green Bay Packers. So I'll simply ask you guys, who's the next best weapon after Jordan Love? Because there is a fun conversation to be had here.
Well, first of all, it's a bad take by Todd Gurley. Just a bad take. The dude does not watch Green Bay Packers, clearly, because if he did, he would know that there's plenty to choose from of guys that can utilize in this offense that Jordan Love can lean on. And my guy, who I think is the next best offensive weapon, who's a darn good offensive weapon, is Jayden Reed. Jayden Reed, I think his skill set has only scratched the surface. And just scratching the surface from the 2023 season, he led the league in receiving touchdowns and receiving yards. Oh, yeah. How many times did we use him in rushing abilities? The guy can catch.
Over 100 yards.
Over 100 yards.
Over 10 yards a carry.
He is the absolute Swiss.
Might have been over 20 yards a carry if LaFleur didn't do it 5 times in the same game.
Yeah, let's just use it in times when actually we're going to be effective. So to me, it's Jayden Reed because he is the Swiss Army knife of this Packers offense. He could be the Deebo Samuel that this offense needs where he can do anything. He can block. He can rush the ball. He can certainly run routes, catch, and score for big yards, small yards, wherever. Open space, contested balls. He is my guy that's like, you know what? If I'm going to put the ball in Jayden Reed's hands, I know there's going to be a play to be made. And I think we're only scratching the surface. He can do it all. So give me Jaden Reed as the next best weapon for the Green Bay Packers.
No, I ain't mad at that one. Y'all understand how much I was hurt when Aaron Jones was cut by the Green Bay Packers. I was confused. I was lost. I was reacting. I was lashing out because I lost somebody that meant a lot to this team. What's the heart and soul of this football team? And I agree with Todd Gurley in the sense of Aaron Jones probably was the second best weapon on this team last year, and he helped be a catalyst to lead the Packers to the playoffs last year. But the reason why I'm okay now with Aaron Jones being gone is because they replaced him with Josh Jacobs. They replaced him with somebody who's younger. They replaced him who will now be the guy who will be the second best weapon on this football team. We all know Josh Jacobs has power. We all know he's a violent runner. We know he's strong. We know that he led the league in rushing a couple seasons ago. He is the new guy that is going to strike fear into defenses. They're going to have to choose between loading up the box and trying to stop Josh Jacobs, or they're going to have to let Jordan Love shred him. That is the choice that teams have, and that's why Josh Jacobs is now the second biggest threat. When teams plan for the Green Bay Packers, they're not just planning for Jordan Love. They're planning on how are they going to stop Josh Jacobs from falling forward and leaning forward and always getting the 1+ yard the Packers need in order to pick up that first down. So it's easy to me that the newcomer, Josh Jacobs, is the second best player in the team offensively, and he also is getting paid like it as well.
I'm going to have to go with A.J. Dillon here.
Versatile, man.
Whatever you need.
You need to trip 1 yard before or right at the last scrimmage, we got you. Man, I'm being mean now. It's Friday. Don't do that, Ben. I want to put a poll up on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Outside of Jordan Love, who will be the Packers' best playmaker in 2024? Brad says Jaden Reed. Kyle says Josh Jacobs, and we'll give another option, but I want to leave another option because I actually think it's Jaden Reed as well. I really do. I think he was probably, he was the most consistent. He led the team in receiving yards as a rookie, and he made a lot of big splash plays and the versatility. I see Justin saying he's more of a poor man's Tyreek Hill. I disagree. I'd say he's more of a poor man's Debo. And I don't even like the word poor man's. I think he's just a smaller, petite version of Debo, right? Debo is the 49ers versatility guy who's an absolute beast. The way you used Jaden Reed is he's probably a little bit more effective in the passing game, in my opinion, down the field.
100%.
They're just a little bit different, but the way they're going to be used in this type of offense, they're going to be put in motion a lot. They're going to be Jaden Reed can get an end around. Jaden Reed can go make contested catches that we saw. So in terms of biggest playmaker, I'm going to go with Jaden Reed. I think it would be best if Josh Jacobs turns into that. But I want to see that happen, right? Off the down year with the Raiders. I love that he's younger. I love that they did something different. I think Aaron Jones, as much as it's going to hurt, I'd rather cut bait too early than too late, right? Like the old New England Patriots adage. Even though he's the heartbeat, because now Jordan Love can step up into a leadership role. I'll go Jaden Reed. For the poll's sake, who would we say is probably the third best? Christian Watson, I can't put in there because he hasn't been on the field. I guess Dobbs would, but Dante. People, I guarantee, we're gonna be overwhelmed by Dontavian Wicks.
So we're saying not the.
Wicks has moments, right? He has moments where you're like, that's what elite receivers do.
He couldn't be kept off the field. Like once Christian Watson went out and Dontavian Wicks started playing more. It felt as if you got to keep this man on the field at all times.
Fellas, the hard thing is that Watson's been hurt. When Watson is playing, he's so effective.
He was the best playmaker in 2022. Yeah.
He is so effective. Ben and I yesterday were talking about MVS and how in one season Christian Watson didn't even play a full season and surpassed anything that MVS had done in his career as a Green Bay Packer, and only playing 10 games and having a 7-game stretch that was absolutely incredible by Christian Watson. Honestly, a lot of people can probably argue, if healthy, if this hamstring injury is cured, the Green Bay Packers offense is going to be dangerous because we already know the rapport that Jordan Love and Christian Watson have created with one another, where it was to a point where he's throwing to him like he's Devontae Adams. He's targeting him too much. Christian Watson.
I don't like the way you said that they have rapport, because I think they wanted to have rapport.
Well, okay.
They didn't have it.
They were maybe trying to force feed, but I think that's because of in practice they've been able to work together in the past before, and he knows how special Christian Watson can be. So when healthy, Christian Watson has a pretty high ceiling. So the only issue is the health thing, but I think when we go into next year, if Christian Watson plays all 17 games, he'll end up being the number one receiver for the Green Bay Packers next year.
What do we think, Chris? Who will be the Packers' best playmaker in 2024? I say we go with Josh Jacobs, Christian Watson, and then Jaden Reed, and then we'll go other
right in.
Yeah, I mean, we're already getting Tucker Kraft, Petey Pablo with Malik Heath. No, thank you, but I like that he's a great big blocker. And Wicks by Josh. So in the 920, that is, not Josh DiMaggio. So there's going to be a ton to react to. I want to get to break here, and I want Brad to talk about carbless because I'm a little parched. So you're going to make me even more parched, probably.
If you're parched, it's a Friday. Look no further than Carbless. That's because Carbless, by now, it's got everything that I want in alcoholic beverage. I know that. I've been drinking it for some time now. Carbless, fastest growing private brand in the Midwest for 2023. That's right. That means it is catching on. Everyone that's trying it is liking it. You should be next if you haven't done it yet. That's because Carbless, it's guiltless. No carbs, no sugar, no gluten, 100 calories per can, less carbonation, just enough to parch or to quench Ben's and Mai's thirst, but not so much that you're going to get bloat, so you feel good when you're drinking it. Made right here in Wisconsin, which I love. So you're able to drink and enjoy it without the guilt, but man, those flavors, upon your first taste, you know what I'm talking about. The fruit flavors like raspberry, cranberry, pineapple, and lemon lime. And the classic cocktails, like it's made right in front of you at the bar between margarita, Moscow Mule, Mojito, and Paloma. It is so good. I'm already thinking about 5:02. When the show's over, I'm heading right home. I'm going right down to my basement. I'm grabbing a Carbless. I've convinced myself to go have a Carbless. I don't need much convincing, though. So if you're looking to find a ready-to-drink cocktail, look no further than Carbless. Less is more. Find them online and at retailers near you.
We got it up on Twitter. We'll have you answer. Who will be the Packers' best playmaker in 2024? 800-990-3776. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to argue more for Christian Watson. Just stay healthy, and I think it could be him. That's next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
No, some of those things I say act like I think I'm something that I'm not.
I mean, you can say, listen, I'm finna do this show here from 5 to 6.
I'm finna do the shot.
The Homer Hour finna be lit from 5 to 6.
No, I'll never say that again.
It rolls, though, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It's not me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We've got an accident right now on 894 southbound, right about at Beloit Road. It's got the left lane blocked, backing things up to Lincoln Avenue. It stays heavy right past that scene, though, all the way down and around the Hale. We've also got a broken down vehicle on southbound 43, right about at the Capitol Drive off-ramp. Right lane is blocked with this semi. It is getting hooked up to a tow truck as we speak, but the delays are already stretching back towards Good Hope Road, so just be extra careful with that. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear skies, a low of 31. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 46 at the lake, 51 inland. Weather's brought to you by Higher Love Cannabis Company. Find your Higher Love today, only 59 miles from Green Bay. Find higherlove.com/CBD. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Football guy.
Good morning, Tausch. How are you?
Football guy.
Old T's I'm not feeling 100%.
Coming at it from different views.
No, I think with all that little stuff that's going around and the long trip back from the loo, I'm going to grind.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Right now, the prices of diamonds are probably the lowest we'll see in our lifetime.
Diamond prices are low, low, low. Here's why.
It was hard to meet new people during COVID.
When a person meets their soulmate, they usually get engaged about 39 months later.
People started dating again only about 36 months ago.
Most of the people who got engaged during COVID
or immediately after COVID
were already in a relationship before the COVID lockdown began.
The Wall Street Journal even published a story about all of this.
Low sales of engagement rings created a worldwide oversupply of diamonds.
But now, engagement ring sales are beginning to pick up again.
By the end of next spring, this temporary oversupply will be gone.
And diamond prices will start climbing like crazy.
If you ever wanted to own a big diamond, this is the year to do it.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
If you want to own a big diamond, the time is now.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall, right in downtown Milwaukee. Home to your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination, 3rd Street Market Hall has over 15 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall with 24 beers on tap, and over 50 HD TVs, plus game day specials. It's the perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or even over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is Milwaukee's downtown home to basketball this March.
Discover the difference at findhigherlove.com/CBD. Higher Love Cannabis Company is the only cultivator in the UP offering organic, clean green certified products. That means quality you can trust every time. With 7 locations across the UP, including Menominee, Norway, and Ironwood, finding your Higher Love is easier than ever before. And for our friends in Green Bay, Higher Love is less than an hour away. Kindness starts with you. Experience Higher Love today. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD and follow them on social media at Find Higher Love.
No young person should ever have to worry about having a safe place to sleep at night, or whether anyone cares about them.
But the reality is, 1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis and giving them the support and tools they need to succeed in life. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today. Thank you for caring.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a
Look, if you missed it, Stephon Diggs of the Buffalo Bills was traded, leaving what is the 4th or 5th highest dead cap hit. The highest ever for a non-quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, like $31 million. And so it gets you thinking, right? As the Bills look to revamp their offense, maybe get a little younger. They have Josh Allen as their quarterback. Kyle and I had a discussion yesterday when Brad was out. Devontae Adams, right? Sure, they have Devontae. Everyone's doing Devontae or the young guys. And it gets you thinking, right? Like, as we put out the poll on Twitter at KBN ESPN, just about 14 minutes ago, 100 votes in, Josh Jacobs, 37%, Jaden Reed, 50%, Christian Watson, 8%, and then 5% say other. And then Steven chimes in. He says Wicks, even though I'm a big Bo Melton fan. David chimes in and says Dobbs. So the write-ins are not even on the actual poll. And then I get a text, Tucker Kraft. I get a text, Malik Heath. We even talk about Luke Musgrave, who lacerated a kidney. Played.
Stayed on his feet.
Musgrave stayed on his feet.
Musgrave stayed on his feet.
So we could have a lot of conversation on if you'd want a number one wide receiver or not. The difference is now they're not going to. They're not. They're not going to trade for a T. Higgins, who's not even like a true number one. Maybe could be outside of Jamar Chase's shadow. But, like, this is where the Packers are going to go, and I think it's exciting. I really do. Wicks, Heath, Kraft, Melton, Dobbs, Watson, Reed, Jacobs, Jordan Love, Musgrave.
It's amazing for a quarterback who is not going to discriminate to his favorite guys, right? Aaron Rodgers would sometimes do that. He would have his connection with Jordy, have his connection with Adams. Whoever it is, I'm going to get you the ball. Jordan Love just throws to the open guy. So when you got a bunch of guys that can get open, that becomes very hard to stop.
You know, I'm glad you said that because I barely hit on it a little bit, but I've said it a couple times. When Watson went down, Wicks had to step up. But when Watson went down, and Kyle was talking about the rapport between there, it it felt like he was trying to force it to Dobbs, or to Watson, rather. And when Watson was down, it just became throw the open guy. And I know everyone's like, well, when you have a number one, you can use the double team to open other stuff up. I think Matt LaFleur is really happy having a bunch of different options that he believes in that opens up the entire field.
I think he is. And because there's so many guys that are capable, we're sitting here today on April 5th of 2024. We have no idea who's going to pop. We've seen a lot of the potential in some of these guys, but they're all first or second year starters. They have a long career left. Most of these wide receiver ones, Devontae Adams, Jordy Nelson, those guys weren't necessarily marquee guys right out of the gate like Justin Jefferson was, or some of these guys that come in right away. You could have something on your hands where you have 2 wide receiver ones on a rookie contract in a year or two. So they have spread their bets out so much, and there's so many capable guys around them. It's a platter for Jordan Love just to be able to pick who's open and pick who he wants to force it to that day.
As we reflect back on what this 2023-2024 kind of playoff season went for the Green Bay Packers, and the transition year, we should call it, as we transition from a legendary quarterback and Aaron Rodgers, this season could only have gotten better if the Packers won the Super Bowl. But other than that,
thank you, Kyle.
No, I'm serious. This season, that is the only way the season could have gone better. You had an opportunity to find all these different weapons. Think about this. In the 2021 season, we complained about the fact that Aaron Rodgers ain't really had too many people to throw the ball to. We talking about Alan Lazard was somebody that Aaron Rodgers had to depend on in his last season as a Green Bay Packers quarterback. We couldn't sit here and put a question out and ask, who is the best offensive weapon outside of Jordan Love, and have 5 or 6 different names that we're talking about. Packers Nation isn't dumb. We're loyal fans. We know what's going on with the team. The fact that we're talking about a tight end and Tucker Kraft, who's probably going to be the second best tight end on the roster that got drafted in last year's draft. The fact that we have 4 different wide receivers that we are contemplating for being the best offensive weapon for this team. The fact that we got rid of Aaron Jones and got Josh Jacobs, who has shown he is a bona fide NFL star, led the league in rushing only 2 seasons ago. This is a plethora of weapons. We have so much at our dispense as a Green Bay Packer offense. We should be happy about this. So, yes, we're going to try to figure out who the second offensive weapon is, but we have so many guys that have the potential to actually rise to that occasion and be the second best guy. So, we can talk about this all we want, but I literally am smiling from ear to ear just knowing that the Packers have so many different weapons at the disposal for Jordan Love.
Well, and the Packer culture is very healthy. We can agree that this team is young, they are hungry, they are for one another. And generally speaking, you don't get a ton of disgruntled guys coming out of Green Bay. Now, you throw in a wide receiver one, I would say at least half, maybe more, of the bona fide wide receiver ones bring some diva. They bring some selfishness. They bring some give me the ball or else. That'll stir the pot. I hope that these guys remain as humble.
You say more than half? I'd say all wide receiver ones.
Yeah, I mean,
whether they do it outwardly or you know, like tantrum wise or inside the locker room,
one of that.
You know, and kind of just shut down. Like, I don't know if you want that, because
for sure don't want that.
If you have a wide receiver one, let's be honest. Let's be honest, right? If you have a wide receiver one on this team, pick one. Anyone
in the league?
Yeah,
Justin Jefferson.
Put Justin Jefferson on the team, right? Justin Jefferson is so good that he's going to demand the football. And the way that Goody wants to grow this team, it's going to stunt the growth of the guys of, I would even say, like, you know, Jaden Reed. How does it fit in, right? And obviously, this is a hypothetical, because you have to give something up to obviously have a guy like that. But then you're looking at Justin Jefferson more than letting the offense develop in a way where you're able to have more options.
The argument for a wide receiver one is that they're so good that it's worth it. It's worth the baggage. And with this situation, because there are so many mouths to feed, and they're all pretty satisfied with letting the other guys excel in different games, I don't think it is worth it, because a lot of times you would look at a roster and be like, we got no receivers. We got no one that can run routes. We got no one that can catch a ball. We need a dude. We need a playmaker for our quarterback. So it's worth all the baggage. I don't think that's needed in this team.
No, it's not what needed in the league. When you think about it here, what's more important, a number one or having a lot of threats? And when you look at the teams that made it to the Final Four last year, I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown, definitely very good, but they had a nice complimentary tight end, and the rookie that they had, the guy that you had on your fantasy, Sam Laporta, who was absolutely good. But then you look at the other teams, Juwan Johnson was the stud against the Green Bay Packers. He's the one that put us out. You look at Baltimore's team, those guys can barely catch a dang cold out there. In the Kansas City Chiefs, yes, they had Travis Kelce, but it was other guys who stepped up and made great plays. So it takes a full team effort right now in the NFL to win a Super Bowl. How many diva superstar wide receivers are winning Super Bowls right now?
It's a really good question. I mean, Travis Kelce, even though he's not a wide receiver.
I mean, he's a tight end, a talented tight end weapon. He's a really good weapon, but I mean, his quarterback is incredible.
Yeah,
and they got rid of Tyreek Hill and still won.
You'd say Tyreek Hill. Cooper Kupp is, but he's not a diva. Cooper Kupp
But he's not. I mean, last year he was dog water.
But when they won the Super Bowl, he was amazing.
He was really good, yeah.
But he didn't demand the ball.
It was part of the system.
Just like Puka was part of the system. So my whole point is this, is that a number one star receiver does not equate to championships. That's not what the formula is. And that's what Goody understands. So that's why him having all these different weapons is something that's positive for this team. We don't need Christian Watson to be Justin Jefferson. We don't need Jaden Reed to be, Justin Jefferson. We need those guys to understand, run your route, get open, look for the ball, be good for this team. I want the same energy Jaden Reed had towards seeing Aaron Jones. I want everybody to have energy for each other.
I'm not going to lie. Having this conversation, I would take there's not many wide receiver ones I'd take over the crew of what they're building. I don't know. Justin Jefferson might be the one where I'd be like, yeah.
It's pretty nasty.
I used to be like you. I used to be you. And then I was once blind, but now I see. The Packers don't need that. I see the Packers don't need to have
we don't know that fully yet.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
It's a big if. If they take a step forward. If these guys collectively take a step forward. Yes, Kyle?